Philomena Faria. I come from Pakistan. We are two in the family, my brother and myself. Both parents died when we were very young, so we were brought up by our grandparents, my mother's side of the family. And after finishing my metric or my basic education, I was asked by the principal of our school, what do you want to do? All of us were asked. So I said I wanted to be a nurse. And after I said it in the school, then I began to explore. And I read in a newspaper, in a Christian Voice, that Holy Family Hospital was starting a school of nursing. So I applied there, and right away I was taken in. The Holy Family Hospital belonged to Medical Mission Sisters. They started it there. One hospital was started in Rawalpindi when Mother Dengal first came and started the hospital in Rawalpindi. And from Rawalpindi, many girls came from Kerala and different parts of India to do their training, and then also went back and were sisters in Kerala. Later on, they became Medical Mission Sisters afterwards. The Bishop of Karachi invited Medical Mission Sisters to open a house there. It was the time of partition, when the country was divided, India, Pakistan. And so there was a big need for a hospital in Karachi. So that's how Holy Family started in Karachi. We were the first group that started at Holy Family Hospital, first time. And we were 12 of us. During the process of training, I was approached by one of our sisters if I had a vocation. And I said I never thought of it. And then the next thing was Mother Dengal came, and she talked to me and asked me if I wanted to be a sister. And I said, I really never thought about it. I didn't really think about wanting to be a sister. So anyway, she said, please think about it, because we would like people like you to join. While I was in training, and as I said, Mother Dengal had visited us, and she asked me if I wanted to be, and I did. And so I was the first one to join. Because I was alone, I didn't feel, I knew the sisters very well. They were all my teachers, and I worked with them. And so it was not a difficult thing as such. But yes, I was alone. Everybody was in habits, and I was in shalwar kameez, or in uniform. And then I was being teased by my peers. Oh, so you're going to become a sister, and so you will tell the sisters about us. So I was feeling uncomfortable, and I asked if I could move to another hospital, which I was then transferred to Holy Family, Pindi. While there, I was very comfortable with the sisters, and I was asked to do clinical supervision with the nurses. So I started to teach there. The reason they were uncomfortable about was I had to go through a formation program. Pakistan did not have a formation program, and we were looking for where I could go. It was either between the Philippines, because Pakistan belonged to the American province, or I would have to go to England, because Pakistan was under the British rule, and so our education was in the British way. So it was between Mother Dengal and the American provincial, who were trying to decide where I should go. From Pindi, I was asked to come to Karachi to work on my visa. I was working on my visa for Philippines. Mother Dengal said, come to Rome. Anyway, I went with another sister who was training to be a novice mistress. I went with her to Regina Mundi, and we started there. After a few months, This was a time when the chapter was going on, the 67 chapter. And so after the chapter, everything was in question, and new constitutions and all came up. And so me being an aspirant or a postulant or a novice, I don't know what the title was at that time, I was going through a formation period, which was difficult. Then I found the difficulty. It was challenging, it was difficult, because I was nowhere. And then one day, on the 27th of June, I asked if I could make first vows. And there was no question about it. They said, for sure. So in front of Mother Dengle and everybody in the community there, I made my first vows. Like I say, the society was still coming into being, because Mother Dengle had just finished her term. Mother Dengle, who was the Superior General as well as the foundress, stepped down, and Jane Gates came in as the Superior General with Anna Maria de Vrede as her assistant. So Anna Maria was the one who was taking care of my formation process. And she, along with Jane Gates, decided that I should go do a formation program someplace, which I did eventually come to the States. And over here then, I was with a group. And this is the first time I felt like I was in a group with young people. Otherwise, I was always with the older sisters. It wasn't difficult and it wasn't easy either, because I was still on the outside, yet I was also part of the group. But now coming to the States, I was with the young ones. And they were going through formation, so I was going through formation. It was a very good thing that we went through. Estelle was our formator, and we had linguistics, cultural, linguistics. We did a thing on culture, we did a little bit on scripture, and a little bit on theology. But a big emphasis was on culture. And after I finished a year over here, I asked to go to Bangladesh for an assignment, not to Pakistan, Karachi, but to Bangladesh, which was very good. I enjoyed it. It was a big shift from an affluent country like the States to go to Bangladesh, which had no electricity, no water supply, no water flowing in taps. There I felt like, I was in mission, and I was really working for the sick and the suffering. My 3 other companions left. They didn't complete the program, but I did. I went through the language, and I went through working with the people in that area. But because of war that broke out between Bangladesh and Pakistan, I had to leave the country and come back. After coming from Bangladesh, I worked in Karachi. Then I went into the interior of Sindh in Mirpur Khas, where I was the principal of the midwifery school there, and worked in community health work. Then I also was appointed for leadership at one point in the process. And that was also an experience, very painful and very trying experience. But I learned a lot in doing that. I was deeply involved in mission, caring for women and children with the tribals. It really touched me working with them, because otherwise I would never have done it if I was a nurse in Karachi. But coming out of there and working in these areas with medical mission sisters, with their support, and that part helped me. I look at that as one of those highlights, taking care of women and children with the tribals. The second part was my teaching giftedness that I have. I was gifted in teaching, And because of that, I automatically teach, whether I'm sitting on the bus traveling, or whether I'm in the nursing school or the midwifery school teaching, or in the clinics where I'm there, So that's also a part of my highlight, which I would never have done if I was not a medical mission sister, I think. Medical mission sisters have encouraged me to do this. They have supported me to do this. And the relationship between medical mission sisters has been another powerful thing for me. Not only was I in Pakistan, I was again around the world, Philippines, Indonesia, America, Europe, Germany. I've been to all these places where medical mission sisters were either in leadership or as a young sister in formation. And relationships is a big thing for me. I have grown in that, and I treasure that. I have celebrated 50 years now, and I am grateful to God, to the school that I went to my family, medical mission sisters, who have journeyed with me through life who have journeyed with me through life as I moved from one place to another. I continued to ask God to keep us, to carry us on eagle's wings. And yes, it is a challenge, but it's also a hope.